the shifting sands of arms exports from Cold War to present. The Cold War, a battleground for influence. The Cold War was a time of great tension and rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union. Both superpowers sought to expand their spheres of influence, often through the supply of weapons to client states. This competition fueled a global arms race, with each side striving to outdo the other in terms of military technology and firepower. As a result, the global arms trade flourished, becoming a key instrument of foreign policy. The United States emerged as the dominant arms exporter, supplying weapons to NATO allies and other countries aligned with the West. The Soviet Union, on the other hand, armed its allies in the Warsaw Pact and supported various revolutionary movements around the world. This bipolar system created a complex web of alliances and dependencies, with arms transfers serving as a crucial bargaining chip in the geopolitical chess game. The competition between the superpowers had a profound impact on the developing world. Many countries became battlegrounds for proxy wars as the US and Soviet Union sought to advance their interests through local conflicts. This often led to devastating consequences for civilian populations caught in the crossfire. The proliferation of weapons also contributed to the rise of authoritarian regimes as dictators used their military might to suppress dissent and consolidate power. The end of the Cold War in 1991 brought about significant changes in the global arms trade. Post-Cold War, new players and shifting alliances. The 1990s witnessed a period of relative peace and stability, but the global arms trade continued to evolve. With the Soviet Union out of the picture, regional powers such as France, China, and the United Kingdom stepped up their arms exports, seeking to fill the void left by Moscow. This led to a more multipolar market, with increased competition among suppliers. The nature of arms deals also changed. With the threat of large-scale conventional warfare receding, there was a growing demand for smaller, more sophisticated weapons systems, particularly in the Middle East and Asia. This led to a proliferation of advanced technologies, including precision-guided munitions, drones, and cyber weapons. The rise of new technologies presented both opportunities and challenges for the global community. On the one hand, these advancements held the potential to enhance security and deter aggression. On the other hand, they also raised concerns about the risk of proliferation and the potential for misuse by state and non-state actors. Furthermore, the post-Cold War era saw a shift in the focus of arms exports. While traditional military hardware remained in demand, there was a growing emphasis on security assistance and training programs. This reflected the evolving nature of conflict, with an increasing emphasis on counter-terrorism, peacekeeping, and stability operations. The early 21st century witnessed the emergence of new security challenges, most notably the rise of international terrorism and the proliferation of weapons of mass destruction. The 9/11 attacks highlighted the threat posed by non-state actors, while the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan demonstrated the challenges of combating terrorism in the modern era. These developments had a significant impact on the global arms trade. Demand for counter-terrorism equipment soared as countries sought to bolster their defenses against the threat of attacks. The United States remained the dominant supplier, providing weapons, training, and intelligence to its allies in the fight against terrorism. At the same time, regional powers continued to expand their arms exports, often in competition with traditional suppliers. China, in particular, emerged as a major player, supplying weapons to countries in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. This reflected Beijing's growing economic and political clout, as well as its desire to secure access to resources and markets. The proliferation of arms to non-state actors, including terrorist groups and criminal organizations, also became a major concern. These groups often exploited weak border controls and corrupt officials to obtain weapons on the black market. The flow of arms to conflict zones fueled instability and violence, exacerbating humanitarian crises and undermining efforts to promote peace and development. Russia, having inherited the mantle of the Soviet Union as a major arms exporter, has faced a series of challenges in recent years. The ongoing conflict in Ukraine, international sanctions, and competition from emerging players have all cast a shadow over Russia's future in the global arms market. The conflict in Ukraine has strained Russia's relations with many Western countries, leading to sanctions that have restricted its access to key technologies and financial markets. This has hampered its ability to produce and export certain types of weapons systems. Furthermore, the conflict has raised concerns among some potential buyers about the reliability of Russian equipment. Despite these challenges, Russia remains a significant player in the global arms trade. It continues to supply weapons to long-standing allies such as India and China, and it has sought to expand its customer base in other regions, including the Middle East and Africa. Russia has also focused on developing new and innovative weapons systems, such as hypersonic missiles and advanced electronic warfare capabilities, in an effort to maintain its competitive edge. However, the long-term sustainability of Russia's arms export model is uncertain. The country faces significant economic headwinds, and its ability to invest in research and development is constrained. Moreover, the international security environment is becoming increasingly complex and unpredictable, with new threats and challenges emerging all the time. In this context, Russia's ability to adapt and compete in the global arms market will be crucial to its future success. The global arms trade is a complex and constantly evolving landscape shaped by geopolitical rivalries, technological advancements, and the ever-changing nature of conflict. As we move forward, it is essential to understand the factors driving this trade and its impact on international security and stability. What are your thoughts on the future of the global arms trade? Share your views in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more insightful content on international affairs.